I'm lost at it. Long as you're struggling, Tam, you're doing good as a motherfucker. You hear me? Just keep on struggling. Because when you're struggling, that means you're in use. You know? So just keep on struggling. I struggled for a long time, Tam. You know? I can remember back in the days when I had a whole lot of money. I didn't have no insurance, but I had money. And my wife at the time had a desire for me to stop using. So I agreed with her. I said, you know what? I'm tired. I need to go lay down, see if I can get off this shit. So I went to Methodist, had a rehab, Sean, but they wanted $10,000 for 15 days, and I didn't have no insurance. So I paid them $10,000 cash, brought it in a briefcase, and give them cash money. And they put me in a room, kissed my wife, she went home, and they put me in this room, and they locked the door. And when they locked the door, that's when the disease appeared. The disease said, well, the doctor ain't gonna come for a minute. You're gonna be sick. So I'm entertaining the disease, and I start the obsession and compulsion shit. That the two components of the disease, and I start obsessing. And a couple of hours passed. I start knocking on the door. Where the doctor at, man? I need some medication. Couple of more hours passed. The doctor ain't came. I'm talking about a whole 24 hours passed, and the doctor ain't never showed up. Because they figure, like, I came there high, so the doctor ain't going to come until the dope starts wearing off because they don't want to overdose me. You know what I'm saying? So the doctor ain't never came, and I start bamming on that fucking door. The disease and took over. Now I'm bamming on the door, talking about, let me the fuck out of here. And the lady said, no, he going to come. The doctor, I said, miss, look, let me out this motherfucker. So she opened the door. She said, Mr. Wilson, if you leave, you're going to lose your $10,000 because you done already signed the papers. Fuck that $10,000. And I left, man. Didn't give a fuck about no $10,000. I wanted one. I left there and went got one. And 6 months later, I did the same thing at DePaul. I had a desire again to stop using. Went to DePaul and get them $10,000. And I stayed a little longer this time, Sean. I stayed for 48 hours. And left there and lost my $10,000 over there. I did that shit 3 times, bro. I went to church because my wife had a desire for me to stop using again. And I got baptized. They dunked me in the water, and when I went into the dressing room to get dressed, I had a syringe in my top pocket with dope in it. And I fixed in the church. The disease is insidious, man. It don't give a fuck where you at, who you with, who baptized you, what detox you went in, what rehab you went in. This thing, they can lock me up, beat me up, stomp me. I ain't gonna stop until I'm ready to stop. See, because when the euphoria wore off in 2009, I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired, I was ready to die. But I found myself in these rooms right here. And it's the last thing I tried and the first thing that worked. I came here and went through withdrawals of methadone and heroin in these rooms. Something I ain't never thought I could do on the street. Coming to the meeting and passing all the cop spots with money in my pocket that my wife didn't give me for gas. And I'm passing the 6th wall where I come up at to get to 1801 Canal Street, and I didn't get off on Arlene Street. And I made it to the meeting, going through withdrawals. So this thing here is, the Narcotics Anonymous program is better than my first hit on that bag of heroin. That was the best high I ever had, that first hit. And I've been chasing that motherfucker for 50 years. You know, Narcotics Anonymous is better than that, bro. You know, this is the ultimate place for a dope fiend like me. I'm that anti-addict. You know, I'm the one that, and who was the addict that said most of us do not have to think twice about this question? I'm one of the most of us. I'm anti-addict that could stop using drugs, lose the desire to use, and find a new way to live. Our message is hope and the promise of freedom. Freedom from active addiction. You get the freedom from active addiction, and you could be like Scarface. The world is mine. Thank y'all for letting me share.